Hello and welcome to Mythical Meeples. Today I'll be unboxing the new company heroes for Space Marines. If you're in the UK or EU and want to pick up your own Games Workshop products, head over to Element Games. There's a link below. If you use that link, it will drop a cookie in your browser letting you know you've come from me, and I'll get a 5% kickback for every purchase you make, and you get around 15% off every purchase that you make as well. So if you plan on expanding your own Space Marine armies, it's a perfect way to get more for less. On with the unboxing. So you can see here the new Space Marine company heroes. You've got a captain, you've got 4 company veterans as well. So if we have a look at the back, so you've got a few variants you can build, which I think is mostly just the captain. So you can either go with a power fist or power sword for the weapon. You've got I think a Volcate pistol, plasma pistol, or a bolt pistol. And then all of your veterans are armed as you see on the box. So you've got one ancient, one with bolt gun, bolt rifle, one with a heavy bolter, and one with a power sword. Let's have a look inside. So inside the box you get one instruction booklet, 2 sprues, one set of 5 40mm bases, and one Space Marine infantry transfer sheet. So have a quick look at the transfer sheet first. So you can see on the transfer sheet we get transfers for Ultramarines, Imperial Fist, Salamanders and Raptors. You've then got the different options for Battle Line, Close Support, Fire Support, Scout, Veteran Command, as well as the different characters. And then you've got campaign badges and squad markings down the bottom here. So as you can see as well, you've got enough to do 2 lots of units as opposed to just the 5 that you get. So you'll have some spares should you wish to use them for your other models. Let's have a look at the instruction booklet. So you can see here you've got the 5 models on the front as they're built on the box. And then inside you can see the 2 different options you've got for assembly. So you've got the sword or you've got the power fist. And then as well you can see the different gun options. So the first part of the assembly is for the captain, and you can see here you start by building the core of the model with the torso, then the legs, and then the armour for the legs. Then you start by attaching the different weapons you want. So again, you've got your power sword or your power fist, and you've got a couple of different tabards, and you've got your different weapon options here as well for the pistol. Then once you've got your arms and your legs attached to the torso, you start building up the details such as the shoulder pads, the cloak and pistol holster, as well as your other little details like the iron halo on the backpack and the tilting shield. Next up, you've got the company heroes. You start by building the ancient, and again you start with the core of the model, attaching the torso to the rest of the model, which is has the legs, then by building up the cloak and the arm as well, and finally finishing off with the banner and the head. So you've got a couple of different options for the heads as well. Next up, you've got the company champion. So again, you start by building up the torso and the legs, and then you do the arms, followed by the shoulder pads and the backpack, and finally with the power sword here. You've got the veterans last. So again, you start with the core of the model with the torso and the legs, and then you add in a few of the details. Then you've got the bolt rifle and the bionic arm, followed by the shoulder pads, the head and the backpack. Finally, you've got the veteran with the heavy bolter. So following the same procedure, start by building up the core of your model with the torso and the legs. Then you start adding the sort of smaller parts of the heavy bolter and the backpack. And then you do the bulk of the heavy bolter, and then just the final parts of the model here. And you can see the final model assembled as well. Again, you've got the same box art here. So take a look at this sprue first. As you can see, you've got the sort of main core of the models here, as well as the parts for the ancient. And so you can see the torsos. There's a lot of detail crammed onto these models, which is what you'd expect from some veterans and heroes. So you can see the power sword of the company champion here. You can see all the rivets on the backpack as well. You've got a rune in the power sword. And you can make out the markings on the shoulder pads as well, denoting these as veterans. Let's have a quick. And the other side is mostly just sort of the backs of the insides of the models, and you don't really get to see this very much. So let's have a look for some mold lines, and you can see them just about make them out on the legs. So I always find a good place to look for mold lines is on the legs of models, as these tend to be quite bulky. They're quite faint, so should be fairly easy to remove, but also fairly easy for you to spot as well. And yes, again, you can make them out on this part of the leg as well. Bit less obvious on other parts of the model, such as the banner. So these should be fairly easy to build and then relatively easy to clean up as well. And then you've got the other half of the sprue. So you've got one of the bodies here, and then you can mostly see the sort of parts of the legs and your options for the captain. So imagine this sprue is mostly the captain. You can see the torso, part of the heavy bolter here. Got the captain's cloak and weapon options. And then you've got your heads on here as well. So again, this is very detailed. You can make out the laurels on the leg here, as well as the rivets. And on the scabbard, you can make out a lot of detail as well. So these should be ideal for painters and gamers alike. There's enough detail to make it interesting and stand out on the battle, but not so much that you're going to be overwhelmed. On the back of the sprue, again, this is mostly sort of the inside of the models, but you can still make out the details there. And we'll have another look for mold lines. So they're far less obvious on this sprue, but again, you can, or you could just about make it out on the legs here. It's quite hard to spot. They are present. So again, these models should be quite easy for you to clean up and to build. And that's it for the unboxing. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you want to expand your own Space Marine army or other Games by other Games Workshop products, head over to the link below for Element Games and you'll get discounted prices on most Games Workshop products. If you like my videos as well, please like, comment, subscribe. This helps me grow as a channel and be seen by more people. And if you want to support me in other ways as well, you can become a member of Mythical Meeples, where you'll gain access to extra content, sneak previews or behind the scenes, or become a patron as well, where you'll gain access to similar content. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.